3 truths about reclaiming confidence you need to know right now. Not everyone's going to get it right. Sadly, there's always someone quick to point out when you're getting it wrong. It's when you come under fire that you lose confidence quickly. To get past this kind of blow to our confidence, you need to understand these simple truths. Not everyone has it right, not even you. Haters are gonna hate. But just because someone comes at you with the most reasonable sounding explanation in the world of why you're an idiot and an expert at giving that speech to yourself, the truth is, the person doing the talking quite likely doesn't know what they're talking about. This is because one simple truth. People don't really know everything. And even when they think they do, they have a tendency to get things wrong. So just because something nasty has been said, it doesn't make it right, regardless of who it's coming from. A lot of criticism is grounded in jealousy. That disaster you're beating yourself up over, how much of it was the result of the green-eyed monster? Too often we give people authority over us they don't deserve. We listen to their complaints thinking they're right without questioning why they're attacking what you're doing. The biggest culprit of why you've drawn the attention of the critics is jealousy. Don't let someone pull down your confidence just because they're feeling threatened by where you are. You're better than you think. The loss of confidence can make you the critic. Why? Because now you're looking for justification for thinking you're no good. And trust me, when you go hunting for this kind of justification, you'll always find it. Here's where you need to back up and take a good, hard, impartial look at yourself. Ask, is this thought really true? For example, you might be thinking, I fail at everything I do. Is this realistic? Probably not. If this thought isn't true, what emotion is it coming from? The most likely explanation, a lot of negative emotions come from fear. In the previous example, you might be afraid of failing, so by convincing yourself you're a failure already, you no longer have to try. What's a truer statement I might make instead? Try rewording the thought and keep it honest. I'm afraid of failing, but since I've succeeded in the past, there's good reason to think I'll succeed now. Confidence comes from accepting the reality of who you are and where you are. Remember, nobody, not even you, has a right to make you feel small. 4 things you need to be doing now to reclaim lost confidence. Confidence. It's such an essential part of who we are that we become crippled when we lose it entirely. Even a ding on our confidence levels can have a way of setting us back or even derailing our day. This is why it's so important to reclaim lost confidence quickly when you lose it. Thankfully, there's been a lot of scientific study into confidence and what happens in the brain to inspire it. Read on to find out about 4 scientifically proven things you need to be doing right now to reclaim lost confidence. Start with a vision. Perhaps one of the most underrated techniques to attain success is visualization. Most people look at this in surface terms. They might picture the project completed without taking the time to really envision the act in absolute detail. The thing is, the more complex the visualization, the more likely you are to realize the success you're striving for. Why? You're actually building neural pathways designed to trick your brain into thinking you've already succeeded, leading you to step out with a lot more confidence when you're working toward your goals. Use affirmations often. Silly as it seems, using positive statements about yourself frequently will turn into positive self-talk. This kind of internal dialogue bolsters confidence without you even realizing you're doing it. Win lots. How many successes have you had today? Most people would probably say very few, focusing only on the big victories such as the promotion at work or meeting some big relationship milestone. The thing is, our day is filled with small successes. By recognizing all these minor victories, you signal your brain that, yay, you did this thing. This creates a rush of dopamine, the feel-good brain chemical, coupled with a dose of testosterone, which acts as an appetite for more victories, making petty wins addictive. All this together creates a biofeedback loop that pushes confidence levels higher the more you win. Change your position. Body language tells the world everything they need to know about you. When confidence is low, you look it. Your entire body slumps, your limbs feel slack, and your energy levels drop down to nothing. But doing something so small as sitting up straighter or taking a more assertive pose, your body recognizes this as confidence. As a result, you start feeling more confident inside, whether you'd felt confident before shifting position or not. Understanding how the mind works makes restoring confidence an easy task. These actions are all simple, easy to do things, even when you're not feeling confident at all initially. The results will speak for themselves. 5 steps to fix confidence quickly. You didn't even see it coming. One minute you thought everything was fine, and the next you were looking at a disaster. The question is, what are you going to do next? Confidence can take a hit anywhere, whether you're trying to accomplish something new you've never done before, trying to get ahead at work, or even looking for that special someone. The problem is, without confidence, it's hard to pick yourself up and keep going. Since you know the only thing standing between you and success in moments like this is you, fixing confidence is crucial. Lucky for you, these 5 steps should get you there quickly. Fake it. In psychology, the phrase is to act as if. How do you do it? If you're not feeling confident, act like you are. The funny thing is, once you get started, your body will kick in and will begin to find the old confidence for you all by itself. Don't believe it? An entire Harvard study proved this to be true. Take care of yourself. Things battering at your confidence can do quite a number on you. Covering up can only get you so far. Sometimes you just need to deal with stuff that hit you hard in the first place. Here's where you acknowledge the emotional impact of what just happened. It might be you have some stuff to work through. The key here is not to go so caught up wallowing in negative emotions that you forget to heal. Do what you need to process the situation, then move on. Sometimes therapy helps in this stage if you're having more trouble than you know how to handle on your own. Learn the lesson. Failure hits confidence hard, but can also be an excellent teacher. Ask yourself what you can discover from this challenge and allow yourself to grow from the experience. Make it hard. Quitting is the easiest thing in the world to do, especially when your confidence is shattered. How to hang in there and restore your confidence? Making it impossible to give up. By using accountability partners or programs, you'll find it harder to let go of the project and walk away. The upside to this? By being forced to keep going, your confidence will begin to rebound. Look for the accomplishments. Very rarely are you faced with a total catastrophic failure. Examine what's going on. What things went right? Where are the successes? By noticing what you've accomplished, you'll find your confidence comes creeping back. Confidence can be a tricky thing, but with some careful examination of what you're already doing now and taking some solid action to put yourself back in motion, you'll quickly find it's not as hard to be confident as you once thought it was. Here then are the seeds to your future success. 5 things to reclaim your confidence when it has taken a blow. No one's confident all the time. Think about it. Even the superstars have bad days from time to time. Take, for example, actor Chris Pratt. After being cast in several roles where he played a jerk because, as he was often told, you just look like a jerk, he started doubting himself. He lost his confidence, yet no one can argue with his success now. When we lose our confidence, we initially flounder. Chris Pratt started stress eating. He even wanted to give up. He didn't, though, and neither should you. In fact, it's a lot easier to reclaim your confidence than you think, even after it's taken a severe blow. Find a friend. Sometimes the best therapy is just to talk things through with a friend or mentor. Rehashing what just happened clarifies in your own mind the incident and helps you to process your emotions connected with whatever caused the blow. Doing this with a friend means doing this with the help of someone who won't let you fall into confidence-defeating self-talk. Keep in mind, though, this isn't the job of a casual acquaintance. Pick someone you can count on to be honest, who's already in your corner. Dive back in. Doing nothing guarantees continued failure. This is why it's so important to jump back in and try again when your confidence is shaken. Going back to our example of the actor Chris Pratt, he always kept looking for the next role to play despite how the previous one turned out. Celebrate the successes no matter how small. Once you're in motion, you're going to start seeing progress. Embrace even the tiniest of steps. Anytime you've gained momentum, it's worth celebrating. In fact, these small successes are what's going to do the most work in rebuilding confidence, which you'll see in the next step. Revisit your accomplishment. Take a minute and think about those things which you have accomplished. By recognizing you're capable of success, you'll start to realize the negative things you're telling yourself about you are not necessarily true. Here's where you recognize you're worth more than you think. With this comes confidence. Learn lessons. Failure is also valuable. It's in moments of disaster where you learn the best things. This goes far beyond the basics of finding out what doesn't work. The best character-building exercises come straight out of these kinds of mistakes, building confidence and showing what you're capable of. In the end, Chris Pratt gained his confidence back by following steps very much like these. He found out he was good at humor and used the lessons learned to move forward and build a fantastic career. You too can find success and brand new confidence again. Hang in there. You'll be amazed at how far you can go with a little confidence. 6 ways to reclaim confidence after losing it. So many things can batter at your confidence. Is it any wonder sometimes you're feeling less capable, or even something of a failure? The main thing is not to allow yourself to stay in this frame of mind for any longer than necessary. Here are some quick ways to reclaim confidence after losing it. Watch your language. First of all, you're not a failure, and using any variation on that word isn't going to help. By paying attention to your self-talk, you'll find you can shift your focus very quickly. Reword negatives over to positive phrasing, and be careful not to allow any put-downs in how you think of yourself. Figure out the roadblocks. How are you undermining your confidence? It might be you have some habits or behaviors which are doing a lot more harm than good. For example, you might be hanging out with a friend who continually puts you down. While it might seem hard to do this kind of self-examination at first, it's absolutely crucial to protecting your own confidence and ability to move forward. Once you have these things listed, ask yourself what you can do to change these behaviors. Find your tribe. Nothing builds up confidence like being surrounded by people who believe in you. Find friends, mentors, and people who share your interests and are more interested in building you up than tearing you down. Make concrete plans to spend more time with these individuals. Understand yourself. Sometimes we can't help but feel shattered, especially when some outside force, such as the loss of someone dear, has left us emotionally vulnerable. Research what you're going through. Understanding where you are and that your reactions are normal will go a long way to preserving your confidence as you work through the crisis. Practice self-care. It's hard to feel confident when you're not feeling well. Eat right, exercise, get enough sleep. You'll be amazed at what attention to the basics does to improve your outlook and your feelings regarding yourself. Live in the moment. Confidence is easily shattered by the failures of the past and can make you feel weak and frail when faced with an uncertain future. For this reason, take some time to really focus on the now. Meditation or mindfulness are great ways to relax and put yourself in the moment. You'll find yourself feeling a lot calmer and less stressed, a place where confidence thrives. Being more confident happens when you pay attention to what's hurting your confidence now. Be mindful of yourself and intentional in your actions. Confidence will grow best when you pay attention to these details. 7 secrets to reclaiming confidence that successful people know. Winston Churchill once said, "Success is stumbling from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm." The problem is, enthusiasm can be hard to come by, especially when yours has taken a beating. Setbacks and disappointments have a way of knocking it down. We start doubting ourselves and lose sight of who we really are. Without confidence, it becomes impossible to try, guaranteeing failure. Thankfully, we know one thing for certain. Confidence can be reclaimed, as every successful person knows. Read on to discover 7 things successful people know about reclaiming confidence. They remind themselves they can do it. Successful people recognize failure is normal. Getting there won't be without bumps. The important thing when trying to regain confidence is to realize success is still a possibility, or even a probability. This is where you remind yourself of your goal and visualize success all over again. They walk away. There comes a time where a break is the best thing you can give yourself. Confidence wavers when you're feeling stressed and overwhelmed. Doing a hobby you love, or even just taking a walk or spending time with friends, does a lot toward regaining a positive mindset when you're feeling frustrated. They revisit the past. Where have you succeeded before? Where have you failed? Everything that comes before is a teaching moment. What do you know about yourself already from these events? Understanding the you of yesterday is where your insights today come from. Confidence comes from using this knowledge well. They forgive. Hating yourself for some mistake you made isn't going to get you anywhere and only destroys your confidence. Being able to let go and forgive the past is crucial to future successes. They keep a handle on what they're saying. Self-talk can be particularly destructive to confidence. How do you talk to yourself? Are you patient and understanding, or do you tend toward negativity? Grabbing hold of these mental put-downs will preserve self-confidence. Using more positive statements will build it up. They start over. The only sure way to fail is to do the same thing, in exactly the same way, when you've already failed the first time. Rather than force failure onto yourself and eradicate confidence, revamp the strategy. Ask yourself how you can do things differently this time. They keep trying. Persistence pays off. If you fail and stop, you'll always think of yourself as a failure. It's the person who gets up and tries again who builds confidence as they go. In the end, the only way to reclaim your confidence is to put intentional work into recovering it. By using these tips, you'll get there. Recognize the process can sometimes be slow, but success truly does lie within your grasp, even after a setback. 7 small ideas to reclaim confidence in big ways. Children are absolutely fearless. If you ever doubt this fact, then spend some time on a playground and you'll see exactly what's meant by this statement. They jump into play, enlisting the help of perfect strangers for companionship and to meet their goals. They climb and run and jump, frequently with unbridled enthusiasm that adults come to envy. We're actually born with confidence. Sadly, this becomes lost through experience. All it takes is a nasty trip and fall to teach a child to approach life with more care. As we grow older, the process continues. We lose confidence with every failure and start taking to heart every harsh criticism. Soon we become so immobilized we see no way out. The good news? Confidence can be fixed just by making several small changes in your life. Read on to find out how. Honor small achievements. If you're feeling like you never do anything right, making a list of the things you do well and the accomplishments you've made is a great place to start. Enlist the help of someone who knows you well, as they're apt to think of things you might be too close to see. Once you have your list, keep it handy and reread it when you feel confidence flagging. Pull yourself together. A lack of confidence can make you want to hide in your own clothes. Rather than losing yourself in baggy, unattractive clothing, pull out the outfits you know you look good in. You'll find yourself feeling more confident every time you look in the mirror. Clean up your act. Like dressing well, just taking better care of yourself does wonders for confidence. Eat right, exercise, and be sure to get enough sleep. You'll feel worlds better, meaning your outlook likewise improves. Check the self-talk. Speaking of outlook, what have you been telling yourself? If you're hypercritical, it's no wonder your confidence is flagging. Instead, turn your inner dialogue positive, focusing on the things you like best about yourself. Challenge yourself in small ways. A little success goes a long way toward improving confidence. Give yourself a task to do you know you can complete, and then set about doing it. Just the feeling you get when you finish is enough to give you a positive boost. Finish something. We all have unfinished projects around the house or at work. Digging in and finishing up something you've needed to do for a while will serve a twofold purpose. You'll feel good about getting something done, and you'll reduce some of the stress hanging over you. Both things increase confidence in giant ways. Be nice. Doing a kindness always boosts your own mood. This leads to increased confidence as you realize you really can make a difference in someone else's life. Because confidence comes from acting, use this as a jumping-off point. Soon you'll be discovering a multitude of ways to increase confidence. How exciting is that? 7 things you can do to boost your confidence right now. Confidence is a funny thing. When we have it, we tend not to think about it. We simply go out and do things. We probably don't even realize just how amazing some of those things are. But when confidence has taken a sharp blow, suddenly everything becomes more difficult. Even getting started on something so simple as a new project or talking to a stranger can seem daunting. The world becomes a much more complicated and difficult place. So if you're needing confidence, you're in the right place. Read on to find out about some things you can do to boost your confidence right now. Make a list. Caught up in a spiral of thinking you never do anything right? Defeat the blah blues by making a list of everything you've accomplished. You'll very likely be pleasantly surprised to find out just how capable you are. Learn stuff. Nothing makes you feel more confident than having the feeling you know what you're doing. With this in mind, become an expert somewhere. How about learning to make the best mixed drinks? Take up a hobby you've been thinking about forever, or get a skill certification at your local community college. Dress the part. When you look your best, you can't help but feel confident. Always wear clothing that makes you feel like $1,000,000. Understand your belief system. Do you hold certain moral or religious beliefs? Having your values questioned has a way of demoralizing even the most confident person. On the other hand, having a clear understanding about what you believe will give you the confidence to share these beliefs with those around you. Do what scares you. Nothing builds confidence more than achieving something you previously thought was beyond your capabilities. Dare to do something you've never thought you'd do. For some, that might be something super adventurous like skydiving. For others, even talking to a stranger can be terrifyingly daunting. Be inspired. Feeling like you can't achieve what you want to do? Find books, videos, or documentaries on people who have done something similar. Confidence comes from knowing what you want in life is possible. If they can do it, you can too. Analyze your actions. Feeling like you've been making nothing but the wrong decisions? It's hard to feel confident when your moral compass is taking a beating. Ask yourself if your actions are in keeping with what you believe. If not, something needs to change before you can be your confident self again. In all of this, remember the most important thing is to be true to yourself. You'll never feel confident if you're caught up in trying to be something you're not. Be true to you first and foremost. The rest will follow. 8 power-ups for reclaiming confidence. There's nothing more crippling than losing your confidence. Without confidence, everything gets harder. You struggle to concentrate. Tasks feel overwhelming. If you stay there, you'll even find a more long-term emotional impact where you might fall into depression or become bogged down in indecision. Without confidence, you lose all forward progress. This is why it's so important to reclaim your confidence after suffering a blow. For a fast boost, try these 8 power-ups. Do what makes you uncomfortable. When you take risks, you stretch yourself in surprising new ways. This is a powerful feeling. Why? It takes confidence to step outside your comfort zone. Trying something new forces you to act with confidence whether you started out feeling it or not. Find your purpose. Knowing what you're destined to do is a fantastic feeling and fills a person with confidence. If you're unsure why you've set a particular goal or are questioning what you're doing, you're not likely to feel confident at all. Solidifying the goal in your mind is a rapid boost to confidence then. Keep trying. It's normal to experience failure from time to time. This kind of disaster can easily destroy confidence. You regain this confidence when you get up and try again. Learn things. Knowledge truly is power. When you really understand something inside out, you tend to be very confident, at least in that area. Continually learning new things expands your knowledge base. As a result, your confidence extends in new directions as well. Drop the idea things have to be perfect. When nothing is ever good enough, confidence falters. How are you supposed to feel sure of yourself when you're feeling things are always unfinished or lacking somehow? By accepting things as they are, warts and all, you'll find you relax more and become more confident in what you're doing because you're telling yourself that what you have or are doing is exactly what you need. Dress for success. How we present ourselves to the world really can affect our mental state. Wearing what makes you feel good about yourself will restore confidence. A change in attitude is only a change in outfit away. Trust yourself. When you doubt your instincts, you're telling yourself you don't really know what you're doing. This is why it's so important to go with your gut when faced with a challenge. This kind of trust instills confidence in your ability to judge a situation or outcome. Look forward. Confidence has a hard time standing up to ghosts from the past. When you get caught up in your previous failures or uncertainties, confidence falters. Instead, look forward to positive emotions. When you recognize your potential, you start seeing just how amazing you are. 8 tips for reclaiming lost confidence quickly. Not having a good day? Before you start internalizing and ruining what little confidence you have left after the disaster, think about these things. Remember who loves you. Sometimes just knowing someone is already in your corner is enough to replenish your fading confidence. After all, your friends are your friends for a reason, right? If you're feeling particularly alone, you might want to consider your Facebook feed or Instagram followers. Someone out there cares about you, probably more than you think. Realize what caused the shift. Something just caused you to lose confidence. What is it? By figuring out where the problem lies, you're that much closer to solving it. Remember who you were. Somewhere before this confidence drop, you were someone else entirely. In other words, if you were confident once, it's merely a matter of remembering who that person was. Believe it or not, you're still the same person inside. You're just not feeling it right now. Figure out the goals. How are you supposed to move forward from this point if you don't know where you're going? It's definitely time to look at the future ahead of you. Where do you see yourself in a week, a month, a year? What does this person look like? What are they accomplishing? Here's where you do some serious goal setting. You'll be amazed at how much a solid destination helps confidence. Try a strategic retreat. If your confidence is wavering thanks to the input of a certain situation or individual, it might be time to pull back. There's nothing wrong with cutting toxic people out of your lives, and no one says you need to stay in an unhealthy situation. The absolute best thing you can do for your confidence is to protect yourself from things bent on destroying it. Talk to your tribe. It's nearly impossible to feel confident after a hard blow when you're going it alone. Find your friends and supporters. Talk to your mentors. These are people who are there to help and build you up. Let them. Act as if. Faking it is an amazing, magical thing all on its own. Oddly enough, studies have found that people who go out and fake confidence start feeling genuine confidence very quickly. Give yourself time. Nothing happens overnight. Realize the process may take longer than you want it to. Be patient and acknowledge it might be a while before you feel your old self again.